Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Kamil. Today is 15th of September 2020. Welcome to video number 263. And today I want to talk about how we're supposed to approach life. What kind of role we're supposed to play for ourselves, for everybody else, for our relationship, with being serious, and when are you supposed to know that the serious is too serious and we're supposed to be able to do something about it. Because if you are in a relationship, especially, you know how many situations become serious so fast that it complicates the whole thing rather than make it easier. And that's why I want you to understand how you're supposed to approach it, because there's a way, especially for us guys, to deal with it and make this whole thing much easier experience for us and everybody else included, especially your girl. So since today, because we have a group with my old pals from my old workplace, and we had tons of discussions, tons of long discussions about different subjects, and we kind of experienced a lot of discussions about important and sort of important subjects, having discussions from having like really chilled and really easy discussion to really huge arguments in between each other. And I saw that, and I thought to myself, there's a huge potential how this kind of experience might show you how you're supposed to approach human contact, and because this is basically communication, to make this whole thing easier, especially for you, and then making it easier for everybody else, because that's the way it's gonna happen. But I'm digressing. I'm just I'm talking about this stuff that I'm going to talk in a minute. So let me go back, and let me start with the first thing that you need to know. If you want to learn how to and when to be serious, and how to deal with this situation that they're too serious and you feel that it's too the situation is too serious, that it doesn't supposed to be so, because we're kind of over exaggerating the problem. And the way to deal with this is to have distance to yourself. You've got to start with yourself, because to explain the first part of the question from the title, when serious is too serious, it's most of the time. Because if you see, most of the arguments that you'll have in your relationship are because we try to treat so seriously things which are completely not important, and they don't deserve this kind of attention. But to be able to deal with this, you've got to be able to have a distance to yourself, not to take yourself too seriously, because it will make your life easier. And you'll have to start with this to be able to do that for anybody else. So if someone is laughing, on your expense, be able to laugh of yourself. Don't take your life too seriously, because it's complex enough for us to not being able to have distance and say, yeah, that was funny, that was stupid, I failed. Just have some fun from life. And if that's on your expense, let it be. If you learn to treat yourself not so seriously, you will see that it's going to be much easier for you to deal not only with your failures, because you'll be able to say, okay, I failed, so should I kind of be stressed about it? Why would I? I failed. Okay, I'm learning. I'm going to learn the lesson. I'm going to do it better next time. Why would I overcomplicate my life by treating and looking at my past that I cannot change and be so serious about it? It's like, okay, it happened. Well, so this is the first thing. If you'll be able to have distance to yourself, your life will be much easier, especially for yourself. With your failures, with the things that you may struggle with, it's going to be much easier. Second thing, and this is the kind of story that I learned from the situation that we had in my workplace, that started most of the discussions that we had later, was the situation when we had a long, like it was like a 3 hour discussion about, I was holding a stance that you don't supposed to eat meat because it's bad for you, and my friend was kind of the opposite because he's eating meat only basically. And get this, I was telling that you don't supposed to eat meat, but at the same time I was eating fried chicken. And the best of all of this is that the whole discussion turned into like an argument, that people are getting angry on us, sitting on the floor with us, that we were just having such a discussion about it, such a loud discussion. But I was like, mate, do you even get it? That I'm just stating something, and I'm at the same time I'm doing completely opposite what I'm saying. So it was completely like university level discussion. We had completely no implication on anything. We just talked about some subject which is completely not connected to anything. But after that conversation and how it all went and how people get angry that we were so engaged in this discussion, I learned that if you learn to have the distance to yourself, you'll be able to bring the same thing to the reality of your workplace or reality of your friends. Because if you be the person who'll be stressed to make everything right, that every conversation about anything would be tough and would be hard to enjoy it, because every one of us will have a different opinion to some degree. We may kind of have the same mindset, but in most of the cases it would be like I would have a different opinion, different angle on the things. So if you try to be as perfect as possible, there's always going to be an argument about stupid and unimportant things. So to say, first of all, have a distance to yourself and look at life like, yeah, whatever, let's move on. And the same thing have with the conversation with others. Have a give them a shadow of the doubt. Just laugh of if you disagree or someone is having a really tough and really like a strict opinion about something, laugh of it. And interestingly enough, this is exactly what happened in our workplace. We get to know each other so well that then we kind of ridiculed every harsh stand and every opinion that was like straight edge. We were laughing out of it because we wanted to have this feeling kind of automatically as guys, that it's okay to have your own opinion. We can talk about it, we can laugh about it, but nobody is supposed to get offended just because I have a different opinion about something. And looking at what's going on in life right now, we're so toast as a society that it's even hard to believe. Have a distance to yourself, your life is going to be much easier, and have the same approach when you're in a group of friends. Have an opinion, but if someone disagree, just be okay with that, and have a laugh if you can from all of this. And point number 3, the same thing is going to happen in your relationship. That's so obvious. And you've got to know that from our perspective as guys, our lady is going to be much, much more emotional about stuff that we will ever even be able to. So that's why if she will have this kind of very emotion-based opinions on things, then you're supposed to be the person who is again bringing the same mindset to the relationship. Because as my wife said many times, and I kind of try to kind of dig into that subject, and it was so clear. She and many other ladies told me, listen, we've got so much emotions on ourselves. We want you to be stable. We want you to be someone who'll be able to say, babe, everything's gonna be fine. Give me a hug, give me a kiss. Don't join me to argument about things which are not important. Don't get emotional as we do, because it'll lead us nowhere. We need you to be emotionally stable. We want to be able to count on you, that you're gonna be okay, even if we from time to time be able to be really emotional about stuff. And again, if you learn from the beginning to have a distance to yourself, to be able to be chilled with your friends, chill with people, even if they have different opinions, have fun with it, and just be okay with that. the same approach will work in your relationship. And it's going to be amazingly satisfying to be able to see that practically every argument that you may have in your relationship, if you're going to play it cool, most of them will never happen. Why? Because if you don't fall for this trap of getting into into emotions, you'll say, babe, but it's not a problem. Let's just find a solution. It's okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Come on, I love you. Let me hold you. Let me ease your pain. Whatever you're gonna do, whatever you're gonna say, if you're gonna be chilled, it's gonna be so much easier for her to go from high emotions to getting, okay, and really looking for a solution that will help you both. So listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. You'll have to learn how to chill. Because most of the situations in life, they don't need your emotions, they don't need to be treated so serious. Life is serious enough. Especially if you look at the last few months, this whole 2020, it's a crazy year. And who knows what's gonna happen next. Don't take things which are not supposed to be treated seriously as a serious matter, because they're not. And I'm adding the video to a snippet of the Bill Burr's stand-up. That was I'm sorry that you feel this way. This Netflix there's a special of Bill Burr, which is like a cherry on the top, at least for me, how he's supposed to approach life. Because that is going to be a short clip of him talking about a guy who he met on the plane, and the whole story is so cartoonish. And the way that he talks about it, it kind of shows how I approach life. Treat everything as joke, and you'll make it easier in so many ways, in so many levels, and especially with your relationship with your girl, with your wife, with your family. You want to be chilled because your chill will make her chill. It's gonna make this whole thing so much more enjoyable for both of you. So think about it and do something about it, because you're not gonna bring solutions if you're gonna be so serious. So chill and enjoy the ride. If you like this video, like, share, comment. If you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, just give me a shout. I'll be glad to do it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.